Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The regular Village Council meeting of the Village Council of Forest Park for Monday, April 25th, 2022 will come to order. We begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you are able, please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Burns,
Here.
Commissioner Maxim,
Here.
we're not hearing you.
Here. Can you hear me
Not
now?
muted, are you?
No.
I can hear you.
There's one every meeting.
We should be able to hear her. It's not good. Not sure how we're going to handle this. Commissioner Nero,
Here.
Commissioner Vogt,
Here?
can't hear her either. But she's here. Mayor Hoskins,
Here.
They can't participate, they can't vote.
looks like Commissioner Vogt is muted. She's not muted. They have their own login, like they have their own link to come in so that they're able to talk, and I don't know what happened to Commissioner Maxim. There she is. She probably tried to come out. Come back in.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear either of us?
Should we say something? Because I think they can hear us. We just can't hear them.
We can hear you.
Just have them give you a thumbs up on there.
No, we have to be able to hear them to count their.
So Village Attorney Peppers is saying that if we cannot hear your voice, you can't vote. And we can't hear you here at all. I'm not sure what to do. Nothing, everything looks fine. You're not muted.
Maybe at their end.
I don't know.
No, I mean for that too.
Well, they're on the Zoom and the Zoom's getting recorded, so
When I participated from abroad, how do you?
I don't remember.
It's gonna happen.
You may have called it. Maybe they can call in and we could just have, put the mic down. Like maybe, I don't have my cell phone with me, but put it, call one of the commissioners, put Jessica's down by hers.
Oh, you already did this conference.
You want to do that? I don't have a phone. I don't bring my phone with me to the meeting, but
Have someone call, tell them to call my phone.
okay, so can Commissioner Vogt call the mayor's phone and then Commissioner Maxim call the village administrator's phone? We'll put the phone by the microphone at your seat so that you could vote.
Hi, Moses. I can, yeah. Should I leave the Zoom then?
I don't know, at least you can watch it.
Okay.
This is Maria.
Okay, so
It's Maria here.
put her on speaker and then put the mic down.
Speak into the record, okay?
All right.
Speak up. please.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, we can hear you fine.
Go ahead, Commissioner Vogt.
Hello?
All right, we got you live. You were.
Okay, great.
Loud and clear.
Hello.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Hello?
We can hear you. Thank you. Commissioner Maxim, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
Yes, they're here.
From the top.
Thank you.
First is approval of the minutes from the April 11th Village Council meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Burns. Is there a second?
Nero second.
Seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? If there's no discussion, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Hi.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, we are at public comment.
Yes, we have Juliet Harrington.
Hi, I'm Juliet Harrington, and I'm a fifth grader at Grand White Elementary School. I don't have a dog, but I love them. When we moved back to Forest Park a year ago, it made me sad that the dog park was, let's just say, lacking its wow factor. Since then, I've worked with the Recreation Board to get a project approved to add cool equipment to a tunnel and a ramp to the park. To do this, I've set a goal to raise $5,000, and I'm happy to announce that we're now able to accept donations. You can donate by going to the village homepage and payments to click Make a Dog Park Donation. For more information or to learn more about the adorable dogs of Forest Park, you can follow my journey from our Instagram account, Dogs of Forest Park. Or if you have a cute dog and you would like to be featured, you can send us an email at dogsofforestpark@gmail.com. Thank you so much for your time, and I love being a part of this community and making it better. By the way, happy Kindness Week.
Thank you. Sheila Henderson.
Hello, I didn't know I was going to have to speak. I just thought the issues were going to be addressed. My concerns is the building 113739 Hannah. Like, what's the status? It's always excessive trash there. I hope the owner's being held responsible. I have put in requests through the website, and I talked to Jessica Vogt and emailed her and Steve Blinky. Also, the street cleaning on 1100 block of Hannah, it seems like it's just null and void. Also, torn trash cans. I was wondering if the residents are aware of what the process is to obtain new garbage cans, because the raccoons are bad.
Thank you.
Is that all for public comment?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, that's it for public comment. There are no formal communications. In terms of department reports, we have one report from the fire department from March of 2022. I believe every commissioner has received that report, has a chance to read it. Any comments on the fire department report? Okay, moving on to bills by resolution. Madam Clerk, whenever you're ready.
Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Forest Park, Cook County, Illinois, that we dispense with the reading of the individual bills inasmuch as each department head has approved and signed bills in the following aggregate amount for their respective departments. Refunds and allocations $23,331.16. Public Affairs, $25,919.80. Police Department, $27,979.56. Community Center, $1,333.25. Accounts and Finance Clerk's Office, $222,401.47. Accounts and Finance Fire Department, $5,910.65. Department of Health and Safety, $7,704.24. Street Department, $69,926.94. Public Property, $63,784.56. Seizure, $2,152.91. Federal Customs, $13,110. TIF, $10,609.50. VIP, $74,276.65. Water Department, $236,205.86, for a total of $784,646.55.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, is there a motion to adopt the resolution on the bills?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Burns. Is there a second?
Nero will second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? No discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxam,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-42-22.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, there is no unfinished business in front of us tonight, so moving to new business. The first item is an ordinance waiving bids and authorizing acceptance of a proposal from Liquid Engineering Corporation for the specialized services required to inspect and remove sediment from 2 village underground water reservoirs within the village of Forest Park. Is there a motion?
Nero will make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Nero. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion? There's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxam,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance O-15-22.
Okay, next item is an ordinance authorizing a loan from Forest Park National Bank. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Burns. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been seconded by Commissioner Maxham. Discussion? No discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxam,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance O-16-22.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, under item C, we have a resolution approving specifications, waiving the bid process, and authorizing the award of a contract for the abandonment of an emergency water main connection at the intersection of Harlem and Harrison Street in the village of Forest Park. Is there a motion?
Nero will make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Nero. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion? No discussion. Madam Clerk?
Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxam,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-43-22.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, next item is a motion to direct the Fire and Police Commission to promote the next eligible police lieutenant, the next eligible police sergeant, and to make an offer of employment to the next eligible probationary patrol officer in light of a lieutenant's retirement that becomes effective May 3rd, 2022. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Burns. Is there a second?
Nero will second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? No discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxam,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Commissioners, the next item is an approval or motion for approval of a banner hanging request by the Forest Park Public Library. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Vogt. Is there a second?
Nero will second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? No discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns.
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, Commissioners, next is approval or a motion to approve an entertainment license application submitted by the Shortstop Lounge at 7425 Madison. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
Nero will second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? There's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, under new business, our final item is a motion to approve an entertainment license application submitted by the Pioneer Tap located at 7445 Randolph. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Burns. Is there a second?
Nero will second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, that concludes new business for this evening. We are at our village administrators report. Moses?
The item noted on the agenda this evening under my report pertains to the 2022 infrastructure program for the village. I will keep my remarks hopefully somewhat brief, and Commissioner Nero, if you'd like to chime in after I give an introductory description about a couple of projects I'd like to highlight, you'd be more than welcome to. So last week, we met with Commissioner Nero and Director Stella and Village Engineer Emilio to go over the list that was presented to the council a few months back. Just to kind of give the commissioner an update of where things stand in terms of the planning, timelines and whatnot. And some of the projects warranted some discussion, especially as it pertains to our water mains. So I'm gonna highlight that one. It's important in addition to Jackson. So right now we have a couple projects out for bid. The 15th Street sewer separation project, the bid opening is on Wednesday. And on Friday, the state is handling for the village the resurfacing project of Jackson from Des Plaines to Madison Street. We spent some time talking about the Ferdinand Avenue water main project that's planned for a few blocks along Ferdinand. One block will see water main replacement, another block will see resurfacing. And there was discussion previously about doing some lead water service replacements along another block that does not require disruption of the roadway. As this council is aware, the village did apply for state funding at about $4 million to fund the replacement of the lead water services, which is now required, which is a new law that went into effect last year. The grant ask is $4 million, but we've estimated that we have at least $20 million worth of work that we need to do between now and say the next 22 years. So what I've been hearing amongst my colleagues and neighbors is a lot of towns are putting water main projects on hold until two things. If number one, once they learn about what type of funding they will receive from the state with regards to the lead water service replacements. And number two, where required, how will this program be funded locally? Especially in the future, if there is no state funding opportunities available or federal funding opportunities available. We have heard that the monies that the state will have for this program will run out next year. So then what happens? We've also heard that there'll be federal monies available, but at only 50%. So one can speculate that at some point in the future, we will have to look locally on how to fund these replacements. So part of our discussion talked about whether we put Ferdinand on hold for the year until we find out later this year, early next year, what type of funding we'll receive for these lead water services. If we use local monies, then that will eat into what we're able to do from a water main replacement perspective. So that's going to be a possible recommendation that I'm going to offer this council as we put that on hold for the year. And then next year, once we find out what we're getting, we will then look at doing Ferdinand, the other lead service replacements, and also we have Wilcox on deck for next year to do both. So that's something that's still kind of a moving target, as everybody is kind of waiting to see what monies from the state will be with the required replacements. So this brings us to Jackson Street. Jackson Street, we were receiving federal monies to repave Jackson from Des Plaines to Madison. There are about 9 or 10 lead water services that will need replacement on Jackson. And from economies of scale, from a semantic standpoint, it's probably best that we go ahead and replace those lead services now. That way, between now and the next 22 years, we do not have to tear up a brand new road to replace the lead services to the water main. So that is something we're still going to talk about internally and possibly bring something to the council in the very, very near future. Is that project, at least the resurfacing project, must be done this year because federal monies are going to be used. The other thing I'd like to talk about are possible alley rehabilitations. It's in the packet. I believe that it's either in today's packet, which is available online, or a February packet if the public wants to take a look at it. We have a database and a map of all of our alleys in town, their condition, and when they were last rehabilitated. There are 4 alleys in particular that are of the greatest need that needs to be that they need to be redone. 3 of them are between Harrison Street and Roosevelt in that area of Forest Park, and one of which is behind one of our business district properties just south of Madison. It's a very short piece. So what we are proposing is this year to reconstruct 2 alleys, one just south of Madison and one just north of Roosevelt, is part of our 2022 program. I believe it's been about 3 years since we've last rehabilitated an alley. And then next year, the other 2 that are in dire need of rehabilitation, we are going to look at least doing 2 of them, pending what our budget is and grants that come in and what's going to be needed for these lead water services. So I just wanted to highlight the alleys, and if there's any questions, just let us know. We really didn't touch upon it at the last time we talked as a council. The other projects on the list, we did give Ryan an update of where they are. We're still waiting for CTA sign off for the North Water Tower project. We'd like to do the Van Buren Street multi-use path this year. That will require coordination still with Altenheim ownership, because part of that is on meanders off of the public right of way. So there's still some semantics that need to be worked out for that. But I'll just trying to keep it short, and obviously I'll turn the mic over to you, Ryan, if you want to add anything. But if there's any questions from this council, I'd be happy to answer. That's kind of what we're looking at this year. The second page of the infrastructure plan shows what's on deck for next year, what we're already looking at for next year. And obviously some of the water projects we are going to propose to hold off on until we know what type of assistance that we will be receiving from the state with regards to lead.
Very, yeah, what am I going to say to that? Very good. I always appreciate, Sal Stella and Moses and Jim Emilio, they allowed me to have an impromptu meeting to go through all these projects last week. And so thank you for that, because we went into heavy detail on every single project that we had slated for 2022 and talked about some future projects as well. So the infrastructure plan for whatever the year is and always should be considered a fluid plan, right? Subject to change based upon a lot of different factors. We saw that over the last few years. That being said, some of those, right, I guess, are condition, right, of our infrastructure. Available grant money, budgetary constraints are some of the things we look at. But I think the most important thing is, and I appreciate, your presentation here or discussion anyway, shows transparency on what we're looking at from a village and what we can do and how we're trying to manage the improvement of our infrastructure and really try to take a bite out of future flooding issues. So thank you for that. And I thought you did a fantastic job. Thank you.
I'll just wait here for a sec if there's any questions about anything that I discussed or what's in the packet.
Commissioners, are there any questions for Moses?
No, we went over it together.
Okay. It appears there are no questions, Moses. So thank you for that report. So we are at Commissioner's report. Commissioner Burns.
I wasn't up there, but I had a member of my family up there. But the wine walk was a very big success. Another good day for Forest Park and for the business community up on Madison. Congratulations to the Chamber of Commerce and everybody to put it together.
Thank you, Commissioner Burns. Commissioner Maxam, do you have anything for us?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
I also heard the wine walk was really great. Unfortunately, I was sick and was unable to attend. But congratulations to the chamber for putting on such a great job and selling out. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is rats. So spring is the time when people do a lot of gardening and spring cleaning. And our Department of Public Health and Safety would like to also remind people that it's a great time right now to rat proof your property. If you go to forestpark.net, there are a lot of really great tips on the public health and safety part of the website on steps you can take to help control the rat population by eliminating sources of food, water, and shelter. And if all else fails and, those tips don't work, you can call the Department of Public Health and Safety, but we, ask that you try to, follow the steps outlined on the website first. And the village also has a really great partnership program with Smithereen right now, where you can have them come to your home 3 times for $150, which I'm told is a really great deal. So that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Maxam. Commissioner Nero.
No report, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Vogt.
Sure. I just first want to thank Ms. Juliet Harrington for sharing her fundraising proposal with us tonight. It's really wonderful to see her interest in the community and helping the fun factor in the dog park. So thank you so much for that. And then we were disappointed that our cleanup day had been canceled on Sunday due to weather. It's moved to Saturday, April 30th, and we're really crossing all our fingers and toes that it's not rain yet. So same time, same place, 9 a.m. at the cruise, but Saturday, April 30th. And then this Friday, we are planting our ceremonial Arbor Day tree at Garfield Elementary and so if anyone would like to come and see us plant our maple, and there are some goodies that we'll pass it on to
Okay, there was some static in, I think Commissioner Vogel's report. So I want to repeat that the cleanup day was moved to April 30th. There were expectations of rain yesterday. So April 30th at 9 a.m. will be the cleanup day. And I want to give a second of recognition to Moses. Moses reached out to the CTA and asked them to clean up their premises in advance of the village-wide cleanup day. And the CTA responded in an email that they were going to clean up some of the land areas around their properties. But they did more than that. They sent over pictures today of crews power washing the Forest Park Blue Line Station, which is the end of the line. So those were, the proof is in the pudding. I asked staff to put those on our website so everyone kind of see what the CTA did in support of the village-wide cleanup. So Moses, thanks for your work there. The Chambers Wine Walk, of course, was a huge success. Over 400 tickets were sold. Like everyone said, Madison Street was packed. The evening was relatively, free of incidents. There was one bar that had a band playing without a permit. So we addressed that in a very amicable way. And so I think the first really warm night of the season was incident free. Okay, on a personal note, I want to thank a teacher named Ms. Dale at Field Stevens Elementary School, excuse me. I was invited to speak to her 4th grade class on what it's like to be the mayor. It was one of the high points of my first mayoral term. The kids had a lot of great questions, and there are pictures to prove it. And I did invite them to come to Village Hall to see the mayor's office, and they reached out today, so they'll be coming either next Monday or the following Monday. So we'll have more pictures of Miss Dale's 4th grade class. I had a personal escort from Principal Sue Bogdan, and of course, Superintendent Alvarez was there. So that was a lot of fun. On a more serious note, we've talked about trash, we've talked about rodents. The village is sending a message to all the members of the chamber through the chamber, as well as all the holders of liquor licenses, reminding the businesses and the license holders of their responsibilities to clean up, their front areas, particularly on Madison Street. Again, Saturday was incredibly busy. I was on Madison Street on Sunday. The garbage cans were overflowing. It's to be expected. Some businesses were especially clean because they have a good process in place. Some weren't so clean. So we will be reminding the business owners of their responsibilities. I actually went into one business and asked the manager to come and take a look in their front area, and they promptly cleaned it up. That's not how I want to spend my Sunday mornings. I just happened to be there. So that's that. Last thing I have is last week, staff, the administrator, and the police chief met with the new law firm that will be handling the village's insurance defense. So we feel very confident in that firm's abilities to represent the village. And we expect great results from them. The last thing that will be part of my commissioner's report are 2 proclamations I'm going to ask Clerk Moritz to read into the record.
Okay. Proclamation Older Americans Month 2022. Whereas Forest Park, located in Proviso Township, Illinois, is a community that includes over 3,087 of citizens aged 60 and older. And whereas the older adults in Forest Park, Illinois are among our most treasured resources, united by historical experiences, strengthened by diversity, and interpreting events through varied perspectives and backgrounds to bring wisdom and insight to our community. And whereas increasing numbers of adults are reaching retirement age and remaining strong and active for longer than ever before. And whereas the older adults in Forest Park, Illinois deserve recognition for the contributions they have made and will continue to make to the culture, economy, and character of our community and our nation. And whereas our community can provide that recognition and respect by improving the quality of life for older Americans by increasing their opportunities to remain active and engaging in community life, providing individualized services and support systems to maintain the dignity, independence, and self-determination of older Americans as they age, combating ageist attitudes by honoring their past, present, and future contributions. Now therefore, the Village of Forest Park, Illinois joins with the Federal Administration on Aging and hereby proclaim May 2022 to be Older Americans Month. We also proclaim that May 12th through the 19th of the month of May 2022 be designated as Celebrating Seniors Week. We urge every citizen to take time this month to honor our older adults and the professionals, family members, and volunteers who care for many of them. Our recognition and involvement of older Americans can enrich our entire community's quality of life. National Public Works Week proclamation, May 15th through 21st, 2022. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the Village of Forest Park. And whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the Village of Forest Park to gain knowledge of and to maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2022 marks the 62nd annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association, be it now. Be it now resolved. I, Mayor Rory Hoskins, do hereby designate the week, May 15th through 2022 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners and ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the mayor's commissioner report. At this stage, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn into closed session pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C1 to discuss compensation of specific employees, as well as to discuss collective bargaining matters. Is there a motion?
Nero make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Nero. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been seconded by Commissioner Burns. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. We are adjourning into closed session and will not return to open session this evening. Thank you.